Welcome in, aviation enthusiasts. We're doing interesting facts about TCAS today, the Traffic Collision Avoidance System. It's just what it sounds like. And I thought about the TCAS because this guy's comment. He said, I was in a flight once. The airliner suddenly tipped up to gain height. A minute later, a Learjet passed laterally underneath us. I made the assumption. I think I'm right. I'm about 90% sure this is what happened. That the pilot received an alert to climb from the plane's TCAS system because, like, back before TCAS, we used to have mid-air collisions. I'm not gonna say regularly. Plane crashes aren't regular, but it's happened way too much. And I'm glad planes have them, and I'm sure it'll keep evolving over time, and eventually probably a new system that does even more. But yeah, I'm not gonna like explain what it is. Let's just do this, right? Because I don't want to act like I'm some expert. Let's just let the AI explain. But it's just what it sounds like. TCAS is a safety net. It's designed to be at least a last line defense against mid-air collisions, operating independently of ground-based air control. It communicates between aircraft. TCAS works by aircraft sending out interrogation signals to other aircraft equipped with a compatible transponder, Mode S or Mode C. These aircraft respond with information like their range, altitude, and bearing. Imagine how many lives this thing is saved. It uses the interrogation slash reply technique. TCAS determines the range to the other aircraft by measuring the time it takes for the interrogation signal to travel to the other aircraft for the reply. It's like sounds simple, but it's so ingenious. I love it. Altitude is key. The other there's been some really smart people throughout time that people will make like I say like I say it sounds simple because it's just seeing a signal that bounces back, but that's really disrespectful. Like it might be sound simple, but nobody else thought of it. Whoever invented TCAS, which I don't know who that was, we're gonna find out. But I assumed it would have told us pretty early in this. But let's just go and open up a tab and so I don't forget. Okay. It uses altitude is key. Okay, no, we already did that. Bearing is also important. The bearing of the other aircraft relative to the nose of the TCAS equipped aircraft is determined using a directional antenna. TCAS has different levels of advisories. Traffic advisory or TA alerts the pilot to the presence of nearby traffic that could pose a potential threat. The pilot hears traffic. Resolution advisory RA provides specific instructions for vertical maneuvering. For example, climb, or descend. Which one I'm saying, like I think that's what that guy experienced that in the plane he was in, because obviously the system had detected there was going to be a collision because there was a Learjet coming, so it probably just told the his jet to climb to avoid it. I think the rules for that rules of separation. I think 1,000 feet laterally and up and down. All right, I could be wrong. I think it's 1,000 feet, but I think actually no. I think we go above 29,000 feet, it becomes 2,000. Pretty sure. TCAS two coordinates RAs. When both aircraft have TCAS two, their systems communicate to issue complementary RAs, maximizing separation. For example, one climbs while the other descends, like that guy was explaining. Or I don't know if the Learjet descended. Maybe the Learjet didn't have a TCAS, but this jet did. Oh, because not every plane has a TCAS system. TCAS takes precedence over ATC instructions. Pilots are required to follow TCAS RAs even if they conflict. I didn't know that. Wow, they trust the technology over human beings. I have no feelings about that. I mean, obviously they know better than I do. The technology has evolved. TCAS has undergone several iterations, including TCAS 1, TCAS 2, the most common version, and research into TCAS 3 for horizontal advisories. But later, what was abandoned? And TCAS 4, which would have used why they abandon these TCAS systems, used additional position. I think they should get as much information as possible. I think the pilots will want that. They're smart. TCAS has limitations. It relies on working transponders. Oh, so if plane turns their transponder off, you can't know their signal, obviously, so their location. So that isn't good. Making it ineffective against aircraft without them. That's crazy. So that's why I don't feel safe flying. I know it might sound like I'm a a p word, or I don't want to get too vulgar and reveal about learning, but I am Because like, what if a Learjet or whatever? Like, what? If, actually, the plane I'm in would likely have TCAS. It'll be a commercial jet. But like, what if the other one just doesn't? You know what I mean? Like, they have no transponder or anything. Like, it could just come right. I don't know, man. Too many things out of my control. I'm afraid of flying. My biggest fear, probably. Anyways, TCAS is also designed to be less effective at very large altitudes to avoid dangerous maneuvers close to the ground. That's understandable. By the way, once again, most crashes happen on takeoff and landing for obvious reasons. Cybersecurity is a concern. TCAS was not designed with cybersecurity in mind and can be manipulated by spoofing what? By spoofing mode as signals. However, this requires being close to the victim aircraft, limiting the risk of abuse in the real world. Limiting, but not totally eliminating. That's crazy. Man, I wish we could make flying 100% safe. Like eliminate the threat of terrorism or even like I know you'll never be able to eliminate crashes completely, but I wish we could because like that's the I hate it, you know. But anyways, TCAS plays a crucial role in aviation safety by providing pilots with real-time situational awareness and guides to prevent mid-air collisions. I guess one step at a time. Maybe one day we will eliminate crashes. There's probably a time where people, mid-air collisions were happening more regularly, and people thought, man, this is never going to end. It's just going to get worse. There's going to be more planes in the sky one day. But you got TCAS. Anyways, here you go. J.S. Morrell, also known as, or maybe Morrell, also known as John Smiley Morrell, or more. Wait, they spelled it different ways. What is, man, this AI is so stupid. I hate it. Is credited with developing the core. That's why you need human touch, bro. Like, would the robot even notice that? Is credited with developing the core mathematical principles behind TCAS, according to his daughter's memoir. While more, what did his daughter do? She wrote a memoir. She obviously did something. Maybe we'll learn about her in the next video. While Morrell's work laid the foundation, the system was further developed and implemented by various organizations, including the Mitre Corporation and the Federal Aviation Administration, or the FAA. All right, guys, that's TCAS. See ya.